Hello, Leo. Welcome to your reading for January 19th to the 31st. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Oh, we're going to the end of the month, okay? And we are going to jump right in. Raise your hand if you are getting a new job or changing careers or getting a promotion. You got so much work stuff happening. Leo, this is a big time for you. Obviously, there's more than that. So just go ahead and grab a bucket of popcorn. We're going to be here. We're going to be here for some while. And here's the other thing is, if you saw your January forecast as I did for you, you know that the last 2 weeks of this month pretty much comes with a disclaimer, okay? It's really animated and it can feel a little overwhelming, all right? It's like welcome to Bonkersville, but it's a pivotal step, right? In your spiritual journey with these alignments and aspects that have never happened in our lifetime, some that will be the last of our lifetime. So I really want to make sure that you understand just the magnitude of what's going to be happening. Yeah, there's a lot more on the back here. And usually, I leave those asterisks for the best aspects. There are none because there are just all great aspects. There are no challenging aspects. The thing is, they're just really potent, okay? So what matters is how you use these aspects, all right? Now, we are in a moment in time, by the way, where the energy is like a crescendo. The aspects are just getting mightier, they're getting louder, meaning you're getting a little bit worked up. You're definitely feeling motivated, Leo, okay? It's like you're on the dance floor at a bar mitzvah and the DJ is playing that rave music you love and it's building and it's building. You already kicked off your heels. You know that bass drop is coming. That's what this first week really feels like. Okay. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in your gut. Something is building. Something's happening. Something's about to change. You know, your life is on the brink of dramatic change. There's some big things happening, especially Monday, January 19th, which I'm calling Flashpoint. This is a big day. All right. Now, I dropped these forecasts a few days before the actual week. So happy Martin Luther King Day. Yeah, if you're in the US, but just, there's something happening. First of all, remember Sunday. Yeah, we had new moon in Capricorn, right? And it was big. And so that energy of that new moon is going to be cast over this week. Even I would even say, all the rest of January, right? That was in your sixth house of your daily activities. Like things are about to change for you. Things are about to change in a really big way. The sixth house is also work. It's your responsibilities and duties when it comes to work, all of that, right? Colleagues, employees, contractors, but also health matters as well. So it was a Saturn ruled new moon. Saturn, as you know, was life lessons and karma. You still have Mars in Capricorn as well. So the moon, yes, something is forming. Please plant seeds, set bold intentions. All right. Put wheels in motion for new beginnings. This is a big, big one, right? Literally on the 19th, new season. We're moving into Aquarius season. So this is always interesting for you, Leo, because, well, you're going to feel a really, really big shift, but Aquarius season, Aquarius is your opposite sign, right? You are going to have a lot of emphasis on partnerships, relationships, love, marriage, all of that, okay? But here's the thing, all that Capricorn energy that you have been experiencing, plus what you will feel, the first pretty much this entire time, because of that new moon. Capricorn energy is very mature. It's very grounded. It's old bones. It's old soul. It's traditions, right? Aquarius energy is forward thinking, innovative, rebellious. Aquarius rules the future. So Capricorn says, oh yeah, no, we're going to do things the old way. We're going to follow the rules, stick to tradition. Aquarius says, no, F that. We're going to change the system. We're going to disrupt. Okay. So at this juncture, you are likely seeing the old world crumbling. You're seeing your new self adapting to this brand new era that I've been talking about for 2 years. So this is when things start getting real. All right. Capricorn, yeah, can be considered like boomer energy, but and Aquarius would be like Gen Z. So it is a very, very interesting time, but they're both Saturn ruled. All right. And Saturn is reality. So you do have the best of both worlds. Now, and Monday, by the way, is the day that you are on that dance floor with your heels off at that bar mitzvah when the bass drops. That's what you're going to feel on Monday. All right. Aquarius energy is going to run through your bloodstream. You're going to feel this rush of endorphins because you are going to see that all the hard work that you put into, during Capricorn season, it's going to pay off. And you've got that new moon that's bringing in new opportunities for you. And now your focus will be on progress and liberation and your future, you doing you for the greater good. All right. There's always an element of that. The other thing is that this is going to be Aquarius rules humanity and the collective. And so everything that, anyone does, like there's always a contribution, right? Whether to the world or to your family or to your organization you belong to, there's always a sense of that. And so for the next 4 weeks, you will feel that energy. But again, like I said, a lot of emphasis on love and marriage and contracts and agreements and even legal agreements and business partners as well. This is 7th house energy for you. So there will be big emphasis there. But when we get to the end of January with this rare lineup, I mean, you know that we are going to have that 5-planet conjunction, right? In Aquarius. You are going to experience some of the greatest change of all of 2026 right off the bat already at the end of January, okay? Because with Aquarius season, with 5 planets in Aquarius, you become the change. You dare to think different, right? And this stack of aspects on Monday, which will never happen again in our lifetime. We already had a minor grand trine on Sunday with a new moon, and you have another one today, all right? So back-to-back bursts of potential, all right? You've got, look, Mars exalted, right? Still in Capricorn, is going to sextile Saturn. Yeah. Saturn's going to sextile Uranus, and Mars is going to trine Uranus. So there's your pyramid. There's your mini grand trine, and it's happening at 27 degrees. All of it, exact. This is harmonics. This is sacred geometry. This is something bigger than we could ever perceive. Yep, Saturn, ruler of both Capricorn and Aquarius, at the apex. There's a level of authority here and plenty of opportunities and breakthroughs, especially with, 2 sextiles, right? And Uranus, the planet of change, Aquarius's modern ruler, because Aquarius has 2 rulers, Saturn and Uranus, right? So when I say this is one heck of a new beginning, you got the ramp of this new moon with a last of its kind, back-to-back mini grand trines, and we're approaching that 5-planet conjunction, but there's more to it. And so on the 19th, 1 + 9 = 10, right? One new beginning. With all of this happening, all this amazingness happening, please do not weekend at Bernie's this day. Be present in the moment, fully commit to your future self, take inspired action. Mars sextile Saturn. It only happens every 2 years. They meet up in like this, right? With this aspect, and it is the 2 malefic planets. They rarely work harmoniously, and so use this, please. This is, a gift from the universe. They're rolling their sleeves up for you. Yeah, Mars and Capricorn in your 6th house of work. You got Saturn in Pisces in your 8th house. And that's wealth building. That's transformation. That's regeneration. Your life is changing. The North Node, as you know, is also in Pisces as well. So you've been going through some dramatic changes, but welcome to the end of January. Yeah. This is Mars sextile Saturn is like endurance and willpower and being very proactive for your long-term goals. It's your grit at its highest frequency. And then you've got Mars trine Uranus. That only happens once a year. It's rare. This is your wake-up call. This is you feeling driven for dramatic change. And this is also you likely getting something, some sort of news, if not like a wake-up call or an awakening or this brilliant flash of an idea, because Mars in your 6th house of work is trining Uranus and Taurus in your 10th house of career and fame and achievements and honors. If you're not here for career work, it's just whatever you want to be known for, wherever you're putting that energy. Okay? Because what's happening is that they're connecting with Saturn sextile Uranus. The last time this happened, this aspect, was the mid 1990s. Yeah, you got mail. Yeah, the internet became a thing. But this is Saturn and Uranus. First of all, Aquarius is 2 rulers. Aquarius rules technology, by the way. But they're father-son, okay, in, mythology. But here's the thing. This aspect supports your long-term goals and achievements and breakthroughs and your awakening and innovation and sudden, revolutionary yet sustainable change that you choose to create. And so that's why I say you've got so much happening here with work, profession, career, or just your passions. Yeah, there are wheels in motion for you with the fact that you've got Saturn really active in your 8th house of change. Okay? This is kind of a big deal. This is a big deal for you, Leo. 8th house is, like I said, wealth building. There could be something here with investments, royalties, joint bank accounts, taxes, loans, things like that, right? Inheritance. And this is where you deepen relationships as well. So you have this high charge of energy with relationships and partnerships. Now, this is also impacting 3 areas of your life. Yeah. And has everything to do with new systems and structures that you're integrating into your life or that you're initiating. Remember, Saturn is not only reality checks, but he's commitments too. So you are the one steering your ship here. And as I said, we're never going to have this. Okay. Again, Mars, by the way, in Capricorn, it's still very grounding energy. You're about to enter a period, right, of overstimulation, of like urgency, the world moving fast around you, you feeling really charged up, powerful aspects. Okay. So use this. All right. Ground yourself, have that full self-awareness, because the same day you see that Venus is conjuncting Pluto. So that said, that is also just, that's a big one for you. All right, Leo, this is at 3 degrees, which is creation, right? But a lot of other things, but it's Venus conjunct Pluto. This is stimulation. This is magnetic, electric. You're going to feel this willingness to change. You're going to feel this depth. Remember, Pluto is transformation and regeneration. Pluto is death and rebirth, right? And so Pluto has entered the building. He's, again, wait till we get to the back, but this is a day you may have really, really intense feelings, depth as well, especially with love and money and power and your values and investments. And yes, sex is there you go, right? This is you spending time thinking differently too, thinking outside the box, because remember, it's happening in Aquarius. Yeah. But here's the other thing. There's some home stuff, home matters. Yeah. Because this is Pluto natively ruling your 4th house of home and family, the foundations of your life. So there could be something really big. I want you to circle this date in your calendar. It deserves its own Hulu series. All right. And even though we're just days away from that 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius, you have the Sun, Venus, Pluto, and the Moon in Aquarius. So much emphasis on, again, love, marriage, relationships, contracts, agreements, legal matters, things like that. Yeah. And so Tuesday, January 20th, Mercury will sextile Neptune. We'll talk about that later, but this is when Mercury moves into Aquarius. And now you have a 5-planet stellium in Aquarius. But this is that original thinking that we talked about in your monthly forecast. Very forward thinking, intelligent, authentic, ahead of the curve. You have the planet of the mind in the sign of the future. So this can be a little cerebral, right? Mercury is considered exalted here, and he will be here for the entire month. So you are definitely going to feel this strong charge of energy with work, career, partnerships, relationships, love, home stuff as well, but your way. Yeah. Again, it's Aquarius energy, which is rebellious. Yeah. All about freedom and the greater good. This is Ethan Hawke in Dead Poets Society, right? At the end, standing on his desk saying, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." This is also not a typical Mercury in Aquarius ingress, because Wednesday, January 21st, now you've got the Sun conjunct Mercury at 2 degrees. So now you have a Mercury cazimi. So where you had Mars, you had Venus recently, right? Now you got Mercury getting a rebirth, an upgrade. This is going to bring epiphanies. This is going to bring wake-up calls. This is you knowing exactly what you want, or even thinking about things that didn't make sense and now they make sense. And it's just the next day, you've got Mercury conjunct Pluto. So you see, you essentially have this triple conjunction happening at the same time with you Venus conjunct Pluto, the Mercury cazimi, Sun conjunct Mercury, Mercury conjunct Pluto. A lot of energy. Okay, buckle up. This is you drive it. You're no longer in comfort mode. Okay, you're not going to be in echo mode. Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 70, 80. Things are about to get real. All right, this is forward momentum like you have never seen. It's not about whether you go slow or fast either. It's how you navigate, right? It's all about you, right? And how you use these energies. And their conjunction, you're going to feel this you're just going to feel it all week. Mercury conjunct Pluto. This is Queen's Gambit level thinking. All right. Mercury merging his energies with Pluto, the ruler of the underworld, the planet that digs deep, right? Excavates, investigates. This can be very psychological. It can be forensic, it's like probing secrets, truths, all coming to the surface. Yeah. This is you being honest with yourself. And that requires the deepest level of self-love. All right. Again, it is all happening in your 7th house of love and marriage and bind and union. All right. Just, it can be business if you're not here for love. It can be a business partner. It can be a personal relationship like your brother or your sister, your mother-in-law. It doesn't matter. It's wherever that energy is. But this is a day, and around this time, because it's a conjunction, you feel the energies days before, days after, where today you may have some deep conversations. You might have some intense conversations. It's Pluto, but words are likely going to be exchanged. It's in your 7th house. You can't do a 7th house alone. You know, there's always someone else required. But here's the thing. This is all about truths, okay? This is all about truths coming to the surface, being revealed, disclosure. Remember that Aquarius does its own thing, can be the rebel, and this is potent. So just be very mindful. This is where words can be sticks and stones, right? Be responsive, not reactive this day. Remember, everything is energy, vibration, frequency, your thoughts, the words that come from your mouth, the inflection of your voice. So be very mindful here. Be in the moment, be self-aware. You know, your future self is watching you, right? What reality do you want to create for your future self? It's all happening right here. And conveniently, at the same time that Mars will sextile Neptune, we'll talk about that later. Actually, I think we're here. Yeah. Oh, you see all of that? You see all of that? This is going to be a big month. So, Leo, we'll talk about Mars sextile Neptune in a second, but Friday, January 23rd, that's when you have the Pluto cazimi. You have the Sun conjunct Pluto, and what does that even mean? You literally have the planet of death and rebirth having its own death and rebirth, you know, with the Sun. And this is penetrating. This is commanding. It's the Sun. It's your ruler. The Sun is a life force. The reason 8 billion people on this planet are alive, and the Sun merging its energy with the planet of transformation in the sign of the 8 billion people on this planet. So when I said in your annual forecast that you will be adapting to change happening around you, well, you inevitably become part of that change. And so this is all about you, though. This is you asking yourself, what is best for me? what is the road to become the best version of myself and be there all the time? Because this is all about you on an individual level, seeing any blind spots. Yeah, the sun is bright, right? On your path to enlightenment, what makes you authentically you. Because as I said in your January forecast, this is all about truth. It's all about your truth, standing for truth. If you can handle the whole truth, and nothing but the truth sets you free. Okay? So, what does this mean? You will definitely be going really, really deep when it comes to matters at home, family, significant other, lovers, partnerships, marriage, things like that are going to be at the forefront here, but also relationships with maybe a grandparents, like your children as well. No, there's a lot of energy here. And then again, business, all right? And maybe even a realtor thrown in here. But it is your fourth. But either way, this would be that day where, and again, days before, days after, where there may just be some forces out of our hands, out of our control, that may push you toward facing something that you've been avoiding. That's what this is. And it's happening in Aquarius. Remember, it's freedom. It's you freeing yourself so you can be your authentic self. And this is visibility, empowerment. It's the cracking of the egg for your death and rebirth, your identity reset, the new, stronger you for this new world, this new reality, this new timeline you're creating. Yeah, change is the only constant in this world. And, the secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Thank you, Socrates. And wow, what a boost you're going to get this day with Mars also moving into Aquarius. 0 degrees. Yeah. It's where pure potential exists. But here it is. Here's your 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius. You have Mars, Pluto, your ruler, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus, 0 to 7 degrees in Aquarius. Those early degrees of new beginnings. Never in our lifetime have we experienced anything remotely close to this. This is cosmic symphony. Yeah. I mean, it's been 250 years since Pluto's been in Aquarius. And here we are where you've got 5 planets with Pluto. 4. Now, actually, the last time we had, and this is Mars in Aquarius, the last time we had was 2 years ago. So think about what happened for you when it came to relationships and love and marriage and partnerships, business partners, anything like that. The first 2 weeks of February, 2024. So what I was saying is that this is a 5-planet conjunction with a reborn Pluto, all right? And so that's powerful. I wanted just the magnitude of this. I mean, this is a seismic shift that you are going to feel. This is, the planet of action, determination. I mean, Mars is here in the sign of the future, freedom, individuality. I mean, your 7th house as well. This is all about partnerships. And for a lot of y'all, yes, it will have to do with significant other because you do have that overlap with the 4th house, okay? And so with the fact that this is a 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius, you're not going to want change. You're going to be demanding it. Mars is here, okay? Pluto's here. You're going to be fighting for it, whatever change that you seek, okay? And so there may actually be some legal matters because the moon will be in Aries, yeah? And sextile Mars. So and Aries rules your 9th house, which is like the courts and the law, but it's also spirituality. So it's your belief system. You're going to be changing the way that you see things. This is that pioneering spirit. So you're just done with the small things, okay? You're done. They're big ticket items with a 5-planet conjunction for you. And I want you to still take time for you because it is so strong. Your body can feel like a circuit breaker, right? This is a lot of energy. So do some stretching and breath work. Go weed whacking, like whatever you need. Hand puppets. It doesn't matter. Just remember, Mars is physicality. You want to just move around, okay? But most of all, with Pluto here, it's be honest with yourself about everything, right? This is your time. Any change you need for your new era, okay? Because as I said, this month, everything that's happening, everything with the prism portal as well, everything in 2026, I mean, change is just not, it's non-negotiable, right? You are going to experience circumstances where you will have to be the snake shedding skin, the phoenix rising from the ashes, okay? Remember, Pluto is in the building. So you have Mars here until March 1st, and that's really amplifying a lot of energy. Mars is also libido in your 7th house, all right? So the other thing is that you are just going to start bringing things into your life. Like, you're going to have that clarity of like, this is what I want. This is meaningful to me. This is what I'm also going to let go and leave in 2025. But Tuesday, the 20th, remember, we had Mercury sextile Neptune. Yeah, or that's happening that day. Thursday, January 22nd, Mars will sextile Neptune and Pisces, both. In Pisces, both at 29 degrees. So those 2 days, those are the peaks of those aspects, right? You're going to feel both throughout the week. Okay. And Neptune is there with Saturn, with the North Node in your 8th house of death and rebirth. Okay. This is going to be a hugely transformative time for you this week. Okay. Mercury is here, right? So he's saying, I have a vision of what I'm meant to be. Mars is the action that you're going to take for it, pursuing your ideals, your vision. He's going to help you implement them. But here's the thing, all right? These aspects, they're both at 29 degrees, the critical degree, that it's like a graduation. Yeah. And Pisces in your 8th house. And so what does that mean? This is the last degree in the last sign of the zodiac. This is truly an end of an era, end of a cycle. This is a major rebirth for you. This is very spiritual. It's a spiritual detox, this emotional purging, because you, especially Leo, you and no one else, this is happening in your 8th house of death and rebirth. And you can't have that rebirth part without that death part. So there's going to be some change here where you're like, I'm leaving this part of me back in 2025 because 8th house is also, like doing shadow work. Yeah, it's Pluto's home, right? So you have that overlap there. You're having some major transformative moments this week. So remember to continue to engage with your chi, your chakras, your prana, your kundalini, flow state, hemisync, connecting with the ether, doing the peace sign in a selfie. Yeah, Neptune rules photography. So there you go. Truly the end of an era. End of an era, yeah, for your new one. Now, Saturday, January 24th, that's when you've got Juno connecting with the nodes of fate. And so this is amazing. Juno's still in Capricorn, so 6th house every day, your everyday routines, but also work, things that have to do with work, as well as health. Health matters as well. Some of y'all are getting pets too, by the way. Okay, amazing. Here's the thing. You have Juno, who is this divine feminine asteroid that belongs to Libra, has everything to do with partnerships and relationships. Yeah. And again, it can be love, it can be business, but she brings that balance of power. And there's contracts and there's agreements involved. And this is with the nodes of fate, again, in your 8th house of relationship building, and also connecting with Virgo, the South Node in Virgo. And that's all about your self-worth and self-value. But you see how, remember, the nodes are on your money houses, because the 2nd house is also your earned income, salary, things like that, finances. So there could be something here that you're signing. You're getting a new job, you're getting a new client, there's something here, all right? Something really big that's happening that you're just going to see play out for the rest of the month. Now, Monday, January 26th, yes, since 1861, the first time since 1861, Neptune is moving into Aries, 0 degrees. So there you go. This is it. Listen, we had a preview of this March 30th to October 22nd in 2025. What happened for you when it came to leadership and your new ventures? You had some travel. Y'all were traveling. I can see that. A lot of y'all started writing a book or thought about maybe something, publishing, broadcasting, maybe starting a blog. But you were, 9th house is so spiritual, right? It's your belief system. It's you believing in yourself. it's higher mind as well as just elevating education, right? Higher education. Like a lot of y'all may have gone back to school or did back then. Maybe you graduated, maybe you became a teacher. Whatever it is, here we are. All right. So you had that little preview. Neptune is officially in its permanent station until 2039. Okay. I did a video on what you can expect, Leo, with Neptune and Aries for the next 14 years for you, or however long. It's generational. Yeah. I'll leave it at the end of this video. All right. Because yeah, we can talk. We've got time. We got 14 years to talk about, Neptune and Aries, but just know this is it. And right there at that critical degree. So it's good time to just start your new mantras. And this is like transcendent leadership. You're going to be spiritual leaders. I mean, it is your ninth house. The ninth house is like the house of the gods. Like you are going to be in a place where you're imparting wisdom with Neptune and Aries. But this week, with all this Plutonian energy, you will have to see the forest for the trees. Okay. There's going to be a lot happening around you. And actually, the moon will be exalted in Taurus. We actually have a first quarter moon on this day. And it's going to be sextile Jupiter in Cancer, but it will square Venus in Aquarius. So this is also a loaded day. But the fact that you have an exalted moon in Taurus, right? That is your 10th house of career. And you, like I just said, you have money stuff. You have, it's square Venus. There's in Aquarius, there's something here with contracts coming after, Juno with the nodes of fate. So just keep that in mind. This is like a checkpoint. Yeah, especially with your values and money matters and whatnot. There's a lot happening for you, Leo. I'm trying to keep up. You're going, trying to keep up. Just remember, you are in the year of the fire horse. Okay, well, 1 year, right? You're tipping into this brand new era, and there's no going back. Remember, out with the old, in with the new. 18 days from this point, Saturn will move into Aries, meaning Saturn and Venus will conjunct all the way up to February 20th, the day of their perfection, right? 0 degrees. Beginning of the beginning in Aries, right? The great reset. But before that, Tuesday, January 27th, you have the great disruptor, and that's Mars conjunct Pluto, the two most powerful planets. They get together in this conjunction every 2 years. And it's happening again, your 7th house, okay? Partnerships, relationships, contracts, personal relationships, but also, your 4th house is going to be active too. Home, family, the foundations of your life. So this is Mars and Pluto, all right? So this is this deep and raw, powerful aspect and the most rebellious sign. So it is a particle accelerator. This is an amplifier. It's a Twisted Sister song. There is no way someone's going to I don't know, steal your lunch money today. Like you are going to feel empowered. You're going to feel a rush of adrenaline, of willpower, desire for all your passions, your transformation, your evolution in every single way. All right. Because this is part of that 5-planet conjunction. So you're going to feel this physically, emotionally, sexually, mentally, spiritually, all of it. Okay. This is the full package. All right. This is great because you feel so empowered and alive, but it is extremely potent, and Pluto can be extreme. Mars can be like a laser. He can be like a spear. Long hair, don't care. So this can also be like cutting cords. It can be power struggles, ego trips. It can be the spider bite to the superhuman that you become, the superhero. This is, but maybe you've seen The Boys on Amazon. It can go both ways. So this is just, the point is you're going to feel this, and it is a lot of power. It's like having the feeling of having nothing to having everything in an instant. Okay. So channel this energy with precision, handle it with care. Remember, you're on a karmic journey. Everything has ripple effects. This is powerful. All right. It's not standalone. Remember, it's part of the 5-planet conjunction. This is 5 times the energy of this powerful energy. Again, your area of partnerships, love, marriage, business partners, contracts, home, and family. All right. strong energy here. And as we know, energy needs to be discharged. So use this aspect. Don't let it use you. Own it. All right. Own this aspect. This is a big one. And actually, there may be something here, like friendships may be really highlighted for you. There may be emphasis here, or even just you're so laser focused on your vision because the moon will be in Gemini on this day and will trine Pluto and Mars. So this is stimulation. This is you communicating. Gemini rules your 11th house of connecting with others. You've got so much happening, Leo. But Gemini also rules the nervous system. So it can be like restless energy on top of like one of the most powerful aspects. All right. So just so you know, that if you are a cross watcher, if you watch your rising or your moon for your husband or, your fiance or your business partner, it will be the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that's going to feel all these conjunctions the most. Okay. I am also throwing in the fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius, and you. Now, if you know your natal chart, if you have any planets 0 to 5 degrees in any of the air signs, you're going to really, really feel it. Even if you have it in the fire too, but honestly, like, yeah, especially Aquarius, of course, right? Where it's all happening. Now, not on the whiteboard, by the way, January 28th. Okay. You know, this is the biggest, most monumental what's happening day, right? My birthday. Okay. Along with Jackson Pollock and Joey Fatone. But I do want to take this quick second to thank you for all your kindness and all your support. I hope you see that me doing these readings brings me so much joy. So thank you, because I wouldn't be here without you. And if you do watch my live streams, which I am now doing a little bit more of, you will know that the past 6 months I've gone through some things. Okay. If you know, you know. And I talk a little bit about it in some of the live streams, but I did experience a lot of trauma and grief and blackouts and, physical therapy. My dog for, still in it. She's doing aqua therapy now, but many other indescribable circumstances due to a 1 in a trillion chance of 7 really strong, challenging, long-term aspects, right? That all converged at the same time. Like that just never happens over the past 6 months in my personal chart. So very interesting moments I had. I've never been involved in a federal crime case, and the universe is so full of surprises. But anyway, I'm happy to report most of those aspects, I'm out. All right, they're done. I survived. Next week will be the last of another one. So I am feeling so relieved. But again, I do want to take this moment to thank you for all your support and patience and kindness, all your kind words that have been coming through. I really do appreciate it. Okay. Now, the other thing, one more thing. Thursday, January 29th, you do have Mercury conjunct Venus. This is fine, but it just adds to that powerful conjunction in Aquarius. And this is a little bit more minor. They're inner planets. It happens more frequently. But yeah, this is almost like this diplomacy that comes in after all the intensity that you've been through. But the moon in Cancer this day will square Neptune and Aries. So there may be a little bit of confusion, okay? A little bit of confusion, a little bit of fog. You're going to get through it. Friday on the 30th of January, the moon will conjunct Jupiter. That's really great. You're going through change, and you have this big moment at the end of the month, all right? There's you're officially in the Great Awakening. Yeah, oh, by the way, and thank you everybody is it even here? Yeah, for signing up for Great Awakener. Okay, let's get started. Let's see, Leo, what's going on with you for January 19th to the end of the month for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Yeah. Leo Nation. You know what's happening this year, right? You know what Jupiter moving into your sign. Anyway, I do a traditional cultic cross spread. Offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. And Leo, y'all are amazing. I hope that this is recording because it's yeah. Remember, I still have oh my gosh, I have. There's like 3 other. At least it's not that one. It's it would be Uranus. Yeah, Uranus that's squaring my Saturn in my third. Marvel's technology, all of that. Yeah, you've seen it. Let's get started. Wow. Okay, Leo, wow. Oh my gosh, this is everything that I just said. But you're gonna be. I'm gonna give you. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. There's something that we need to talk about. This is gonna be amazing. You got the you got the wish come true card. You got the 9 of cups, and this is just a lot of enlightenment. And you're definitely experiencing it, even if you have. If everything feels like there is this intensity in the air, and it's just you're still getting what you want. That's the best thing. There's so much satisfaction when the 9 of cups comes up, and look at him. It's you know. I call it this genie in a bottle energy. He's sitting there like a genie in a bottle, but it is that wish come true card. So there could be some things that are happening as you move into the last 2 weeks of January, things that you wanted. All right. It's almost as if he's showing off those cups like they're trophies too. So also something that you may be very proud of, something that even comes out of the blue with Uranus and Taurus in your 10th of fame. Now you do have the 8 of wands in the heart of your spread. I did say things are going to be happening really fast. But you're Leos. You can keep up. This is movement. This is swiftness. This is just things that have been happening. Oh, things are going to move fast. All right. These are strong. I told you, really strong, powerful aspects. And the 8 of wands, which is really great. I love this. This is your passions. This is your creativity. This is a lot of work related here. Wands are a career, profession, enterprise, all of that. If you're here for love, we call this, arrows of love as well. But just think your passions. There's a lot happening. And there's your freeness, your freedom. What did I say about like feeling free from things that you're leaving in the past or you're resolving, and things are just, we're moving into this brand new era. So really, really nice. Especially because this card is a Sagittarius card. Sagittarius rules your 5th house of true love and joy and pleasure and creativity. And you would know this because that's your home. So really great. Now, you do have the Ace of Cups in your challenge area. So 2 things here. A, there could be something as you move into the next 2 weeks that it's not working out the way that you thought. And so it's time to correct course. And it can be something that is, and the only reason I say that because I remember you had it in the heart of your spread last week, right? So when I say correct course, it doesn't mean like it's like you trusting your intuition. That's all it is. But there needs to be something of a resolve here, right? There could be something that you're hoping and waiting for that hasn't come through yet, but that's also the key word is yet, right? Just being at the high frequency, it seems like that's going to be really great. And it could be some, relationships or new relationships that it's just see how it goes. Yeah, things could be moving really, really fast. But here's the big ticket. You got the 5 of swords and the devil. 5 of swords in your crown, the devil in the root of your spread. So there is this sense of, which is great. It's like you saying, all right, back off. This is mine. Look at you're on a roll. All right. So great things are happening for you, Leo. But there is this sense of like being defensive and pushing people away, especially with that 5 of swords, because the 5 of swords is an Aquarius card. And so remember that Aquarius rules your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, business partners, all of that. So there may be some you might shift the way that you see things, okay? Because this can also be like he's not the most popular person because he's hurt people, and I'm not saying that's you, but this card is ultimately about self-respect and self-dignity and It could be the fact that maybe you felt you were wronged in some situations. Whatever the case is, there's going to have to be some resolution, some conversations that need to be had diplomatically. Remember what I said about Mercury conjunct Pluto, that can be really strong. And then you have the devil in the root of your spread. If you are a cross watcher, you will know this is the card of the week. Like, the devil's been coming up in everyone's cards. But the devil is attributed to Capricorn. Remember that. So that is, we just came out of Capricorn season, or we will be coming out of Capricorn season. And so there is something here where it's you recognizing or needing to recognize, with your 8th house activated and Capricorn ruling your 6th house of everyday activities and your lifestyle and health matters as well, and work. There may be something you have to recognize. It is time to free myself. Remember, it's all about freedom, liberation. You see them chained to the devil, the 2 people from the Lover's card. Okay? It's card 15, 1 + 5 = 6, the Lover's card. Maybe a relationship. And again, it does not have to be love. It can be, maybe your security lies in the relationship you have with a toxic boss, right? And you stay there because you're not yet ready to take those risks and leaps of faith into things that just make you even more powerful. So again, this is for you to find out. This is like addictions and bad behavior and pessimistic thinking. It's in the root of your spread. Something has to go. The devil has this hold on them, right? And so you can see that transformation I was talking about. Look at him. Look at the devil. Look at his hand gesture. Look at who he's mocking. Yeah. So you got the Hierophant in your future. I spent like 30 seconds earlier telling you how you're about to become the spiritual leader, the spiritual warrior, the one that's imparting wisdom, the one that's going to be so wise. You've got not only Neptune moving into Aries, Saturn moving into Aries as well. I mean, that's going to be years long. The Hierophant, how amazing in your future. So this is leadership. This is structure. It's organization. There is, what's interesting, the Hierophant is like a bridge maker himself. He connects the divine, our physical world, right? But he's also very much like, it's almost like there is this sense of him requiring, I'm going to show you. Okay, I'll just show you. You see the 2 monks at his feet. There's a first card in the major arcana where other people appear outside of the main figure. That's how much of a leader he is. How can you lead if there's no one to lead, right? You've got the keys. You've got that wisdom. So again, you're going to have this shift in education, teaching people, learning things to become a lot more of a leader in whatever industry you're in, or it can even be family. It can be whatever it is, whatever's relevant for you. But this is true growth when you leave that devil energy and move into the Hierophant. Let's get to your stuff. I might have to pick up my dog. Ruby, what? Okay. If you like this reading, by the way, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. And Leo, let's do this. Yeah, you're good. Oh my gosh. You're going to be good. You're going to be fine. You're good. I mean, wow. All right. Well, you have the 4 of Pentacles. I'm not surprised, right? You have the overlap that's happening in your 4th house of home and family, but this is just building the foundations of your life. Sure, this is someone who may be a little bit like, okay, you need some time to sort things out with your finances. You could be really tied to your finances or your money matters in a way where it's not serving you well. And that's why you've had the South Node. You might want to pay attention with the sirens. This is, okay, I'm sorry. So with the 4 of Pentacles, it really is just saying finances. Let's really put things in order. what I was saying is you've had the South Node in Virgo, which rules your second house, the North Node in Pisces, your eighth house, the two money houses. So that has been life lessons for you. That has been karmic lessons for you. And so this is putting it all together as you move into the next 2 weeks. Okay. And it doesn't, Pentacles are your physical world too. So it can be putting things in order. Yeah. The Hierophant, like I said, there's a sense of order with him as well, putting things in order for you as you move forward. You got the Three of Cups. There's something, you're getting something in your external factors area. You're getting something. What I say about three, it's all about creation. This is the beginning of a new harvest, the ending of one, too, celebrating this great harvest. These three sisters, how amazing. Celebration is in store. You're good. Like, you got the Page of Cups too. Yeah. There's something that you want to do. There's something, when I talk about freeing yourself, liberation, that can be literally like anything that you're doing to follow your bliss. That is this Aquarius energy that you're going to feel. And lastly, you get your own card. You get strength attributed to Leo. You see that big old lion there. So that's really great. That's all about this inner courage, but it's the journey that you're going through here. Everything that's just making you stronger, this stronger person, like you know yourself inside out. This is synergy, by the way. Yeah. She's with the lion. It's synergetic. They're interacting. She's not taming the lion, right? She's only taming the lion because the lion is allowing her. And so this is you through this process. Everything that is happening here, you're just becoming stronger, more empowered. These conjunctions with Pluto, they're just going to serve you well. Remember, you've got Saturn and Neptune and the North Node all active the last 2 weeks in your eighth house of transformation. Okay, that rebirth energy, like you're good. So just know things are going to be moving fast for you. There's going to be a lot of energy. But in the end, I mean, with these two major, like you're going to be fine. You're going to be great. It's like you will know that anything is possible. Like you have infinite possibilities. And that's that high frequency. So Leo, y'all are amazing. Next week I will, that's the other thing, Leo. Oh, I meant to say this from the beginning. You know that we have a full moon in your sign on February 1st, as soon as we move into February. So you've got a lot of changes that's happening, but good ones, really good ones. It looks like there is something that, I would even say like marriage is here, or renewing vows. You could even have like a second marriage. Yeah, there's just so much happening for you, Leo. I'm very excited for you. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on, Leo. And then, yes, the second spread, because the last 2 weeks of January feel like a month. We are going to do the monthly. We'll look at money. We'll look at career. We'll look at love. We'll look at everything. All right. Tier 3 members, really good and legendary members. You know where the link is. You know where to find the link, Ruby. Anyone's welcome to join. And this is that one time a year where I say, hey, become a member. We have so much fun. And it really does help support the channel, all of that. But actually, it really is very meaningful to me. But it is that one time a year. I never ask. It's just that one time during my birthday season where I do. Anyway, y'all are amazing. I'll see you next week. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.